Good morning, everyone. I'm Smeen Meidani, Vice Provost for Research at Tufts University. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this wonderful symposium. We have a full day and a wonderful group of speakers, so I'm not going to waste any time, and we're going to get right into it. But before we get started, if any of you are going to be tweeting, please use handle #TuftsAllenCenter. It's my great pleasure to welcome Dr. Tony Monaco, President of Tufts University, to the podium. Tony, who is an MD, PhD, is a distinguished genetic and neurodevelopmental disorder scientist, and the work that he has done as a graduate student has had life-changing implications for people with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is the worst type of, one of the more severe type of muscular dystrophy, and also one of the most common ones. So here's something for the graduate students in the audience to inspire to. So this last summer, actually, the FDA approved the drug Sarepta for use in muscular dystrophy, which is one of the first ever drug to be developed for that purpose. So it's wonderful to have Tony here to start this great symposium. So please join me in welcoming Tony to the podium.
Well, thank you, Smeen, and welcome to everyone here today. We are truly honored to have the Allen Frontiers Group here to help us officially open the Allen Discovery Center at the new Science and Engineering Complex at Tufts. The Allen Discovery Center was founded in June 2016. Since then, the center has been working actively to assemble an outstanding team and launch a tremendously important research agenda. Directed by Dr. Michael Levin, who you'll hear from shortly, the center brings together talented and creative individuals to explore how to read and write the morphogenic code. The center brings together researchers with expertise in biology, computer science, and engineering, not only from Tufts, but also Harvard University, Princeton University, University of Chicago, and Tel Aviv University. Their work will benefit from a brand new aquatic facility right in their lab, as well as access to core facilities here in Medford and in Boston. And the team is attracting new funding and senior scientists from around the world. Thank you to the Allen Frontiers Group for making this possible. I also want to recognize Dr. Levin. He is a true Tufts story. Well ahead of his time, he has worn many hats at Tufts: a scientist, teacher, mentor, innovator, and collaborator. He graduated from Tufts in 1992, and even then knew the importance of both biology and computer science, as he majored in both. And he continues to bridge many parts of the university, not only between our biology and computer science departments, but also with engineering school, the medical school, and the Sackler School of Graduate Biomedical Sciences. Mike epitomizes Tufts' commitment to both cutting-edge research and outstanding science in an environment that fosters interaction between disciplines. Having had a transformative experience himself as an undergraduate here, he is now providing that experience to the next generation. And in addition to training undergraduates and graduate students, his lab is also engaging high school and community college students to help expand the pipeline of scientific exploration and discovery. Today's exciting symposium program is further proof of the center's innovative vision. Thank you all for joining us.
So thank you, Tony, and thank you again to the Allen Frontiers Group for your support of the center, and to everyone at Tufts for making this possible. It's been a really amazing year. We're very proud of the work that our scientists, our postdocs, our graduate students, and undergrads have done in the center. During this year, for example, we've had 6 undergraduate co-authors on our primary papers, and this is something I'm especially proud of. Thank you also to the outstanding speakers from whom you'll hear today. I really am excited to hear what you will say. And so I would now like to introduce Tom Skalak to say a few words. Tom is the founding executive director of the Allen Frontiers Group, which seeks to explore new frontiers, reinvent fields in ways that reflect major societal challenges and fundamental scientific curiosity, and bring new knowledge to light and make a positive impact on the world. Previously, Tom was Vice President for Research at the University of Virginia, where he led research and innovation programs spanning biosciences, environmental sustainability, physical sciences, engineering and technology, arts, design, and humanities. As a professor of biomedical engineering, Tom's personal research included biomechanics of the cardiovascular system, angiogenesis, computational modeling, systems biology, wound repair, and regenerative medicine. He is a past president of both the American Institute of Medical and Biological Engineering and also the Biomedical Engineering Society. Please join me in welcoming Tom.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you very much, President Monaco, for organizing this event. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being part of this historic occasion for Tufts and for bioscience, for medicine, and for the world. On behalf of Paul Allen and the Paul G. Allen Frontiers Group, we're extremely pleased to see this beautiful and we think unique building open up here at the Tufts campus with the Allen Discovery Center within its core. I'd like to share a few thoughts with you this morning at the beginning of this fantastic symposium on how we think about opening new frontiers and why this scientific effort led by Michael Levin is so important in our view. To start, a little background on Paul Allen. Paul Allen is a true visionary. He wrote the code for Microsoft in 3 months and changed the world. You just have to look on your desktops to see that. His design team won the SpaceX Prize to put a vehicle in low altitude orbit, which is considered to have started a whole new era in commercial spaceflight. His Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Not last year, but. He created a major art fair in Seattle and built the Frank Gehry Design Museum of Pop Culture, which has music exhibits and other pop culture topics. His ocean exploration team, which you may have read about recently in the newspapers, just discovered the USS Indianapolis at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. His philanthropy has already helped millions of people worldwide and the natural world through his efforts to support, among other things, the Allen Brain Atlas, which was created at the Allen Institute for Brain Science in Seattle, to help stop the Ebola epidemic in Africa, where cases are now down near zero, and also to preserve wildlife, iconic species both on land and within the oceans worldwide. And through these achievements, Paul really has developed and deepened his passion for being what we think of as being first in, being a pioneer and being willing to explore frontiers. He's committed to being a pioneer essentially to make the world better. Bioscience, being a very young field, is a place where we believe discoveries will radically change the world in the next few decades. We think we're just building and discovering the pieces and the codes that will be part of understanding the many mysteries of nature that still confront us. And as a result of this belief about bioscience still being a young field, Paul asks us, the Frontiers Group, to seek out and find new talent and transformational ideas wherever we might find them worldwide. And to support the transformational ideas that we find as we're seeking them worldwide, we created a new mechanism last year, which is the Allen Discovery Center. This center at Tufts University is one of just 2 of the inaugural Allen Discovery Centers, the other one being located at Stanford University. And as you might imagine, to arrive at these 2 inaugural centers, we considered and discussed thousands of ideas worldwide before arriving at the commitment to Tufts and to Stanford University. What were we seeking in these inaugural centers? First, two things. First, the central scientific ideas had to be at the very frontiers of knowledge and ideas which, if realized, to be pursued, that would rewrite textbooks and change our understanding of life itself. We believe new knowledge is the basis of new value creation as well. So we believe that for a young field like bioscience, a still young field, this is an extremely important element in the field. In other words, new knowledge is the building block for value creation and thus applications to multiple areas of medicine, which we think will be built on the new knowledge that's created here. The code for tissue shape, control of morphogenesis is one of the transformational ideas that we think has that power. The second thing we looked for was passionate leadership, whether in an individual like Michael Levin or in a team that an individual has assembled, because there's a power in the collaborative ability of teams. And we believe these centers need to have the agility to navigate the future, and that takes a strong, dedicated, but also flexible leader. And we sought, therefore, the intangible quality, as we think of it, of pioneering creativity, the ability to connect dots across multiple areas of endeavor, and the desire to head into unknown territory. This quality is actually quite rare in today's scientific and engineering worlds. We view the centers as being, therefore, compass-guided and leadership-driven. That is, they might be heading west to explore new territory, like Lewis and Clark headed west to explore and open up the entire western portion of the United States. But in sending these teams on these expeditions, we try not to overtax them, for example, with finding 3 gold mines, 2 herds of elk, and maybe a giant forest of redwood trees to harvest for timber. Instead, we want them to have the agility to survive at the frontiers and to head for the highest plateau that they may discover when they're on the expedition. You know, when Meriwether Lewis led that expedition west, he had 33 people on his team. And they faced all kinds of dangers and life-threatening risks. They had to improvise, they had to endure many hardships to reach their goal, thousands of miles away, often on foot, by boat, by horse. Many of you, of course, know that story. He brought back every person alive. Meriwether Lewis was then somewhat unhappy when he became part of a Washington, D.C. desk job later on in his career. So really, he thrived on being a pioneer and opening new territory, looking onto the unknown. And that quality is really what we're looking for in our center leaders and our center teams. We've put $10 million into this center at Tufts thus far, and in year 4, we'll invest another $10 million in the center. And we welcome anyone with the passion for this kind of frontier exploration that Michael Levin is leading to join us as a partner by supporting his work at the same or even a greater level. The ability to rewrite the code for tissue shape, we believe, will transform medicine and biology. Much like the computer revolution, especially the personal computer revolution that Paul Allen led, transformed all of our lives 40 years ago. You know, this is the time for the bioscience revolution. So we really welcome fellow explorers at the frontier. And finally, I would like to thank the leadership of Tufts University for embracing the opportunity to change the world with this center at Tufts. President Monaco, Provost and Senior Vice President Harris, Vice Provost Maidani, and Dean Glazer have all been extremely helpful to our process of both identifying the center last year and now growing the center. Tufts is the only center thus far to build and commit a dedicated space for an Allen Discovery Center, and we greatly appreciate that support. This takes courage and vision. We believe this center will enhance Tufts' mission in every way. so it deserves that courage and vision. Scholars should come together across many fields to contribute to this scientific revolution, from biology, from biomedical engineering, but also computer science, physics, ethics, and the social sciences over time, to contribute their own expertise to this research. It will attract corporate and governmental support for new research. In fact, today we're fortunate to be welcoming Dean Kamen to join us here, probably the world's most iconic and impactful designer because of his desire to learn the code for tissue assembly from the group assembled here. And students will benefit. When they take a class from a professor in biology who may be absolutely at the cutting edge of this bioscience revolution and bringing up-to-date information to their class or to mentoring that student in their research project, it will help students to develop their potential as explorers who find their own way in life. We want to partner with universities who show this kind of courage and commitment. Tufts is a place where conventions can be challenged and new knowledge created that makes the world better. This is Paul Allen's goal as well, and we're grateful and extremely pleased to have Tufts as our partner for this Allen Discovery Center. So thank you again, President Monaco. Thank you, Michael. And we look forward to this really world-class set of speakers and the new ideas that we're going to be exploring at the symposium today. Thank you.